What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Tuesday Track Talk, episode number 105 with your Three Stones Pit Crew. I'm your tire changer, Cam.
Your Jackman Cal.
And I'm your gas man, Cam.
And we're going to have a pretty NASCAR heavy episode here today, as this was kind of the only thing we really got to watch this weekend. There's not a lot coming up this week as far as any other races except for the championship season or championship races. So yeah, it's gonna be a pretty heavy NASCAR episode here today. We'll obviously go over the news of the week that was, um, make some race picks, and yeah, go from there. So, before we dive too deep into the weekend that was for the NASCAR at Martinsville, what's been going on, fellas, since we last reconvened with each other?
Just scooped myself some Badger football tickets.
Nice.
Row 25 on the aisle on the visitor side on the 35-yard line for $23 a ticket.
May I ask what game this is?
The Washington game when you're gone.
Oh, sure.
We're looking at the Illinois game too, so I'll keep you in the loop as we look at those.
All right.
But we're looking at these tickets. I'm like, dude, we should really just go to a game. And I don't know if you can really see it, but that's where we're sitting.
I mean, pretty nifty seats, if I must say.
We bought 4 tickets for $95.
Tells you the state of Badgers football.
Yeah, especially when you enter discount code BERT for $20 off. It quite literally paid for a ticket. So we're going to a Badger game for pennies on the dollar.
Jesus, dude.
Oh my God!
Hey,
but no.
If it means anything, they actually put points on the board this time around.
Oh my God, we scored. Yeah, we fall in the end zone. Hard to believe, but we did.
I didn't get to watch any of the game, so.
No. I'm going to go to my first Badger game since 2019. Yeah. So that's made that purchase about 5:45. So yeah, it's gotta go while you can, because you can go to Madison, go to Badger game for $25. Yeah. So that's what's new with me. I'm just getting ready to go freeze my ass off and watch us get paddled.
Yeah, I experienced that once already this year, but got out 9 minutes early of the game. I didn't even stay for the last game. It's 37-0, so not a whole lot to stick around for. But I mean, $23 a ticket. Wow. I mean, I spend more on gas getting there than I am the ticket. So, yeah, we'll be playing with house money. Might even visit that overpriced concession stand with these prices.
You're gonna probably pay more in concessions than you are in tickets.
Oh, that is a 100% guarantee.
Yeah. So we shall see. Man, girl, what's your travel route? Where are you flying next week?
Minneapolis straight to Charlotte on Sunday, and then I don't come back till that following Monday.
Jeez.
9 days out there.
Straight back to Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Good on you.
Somebody almost slept in O'Hare last night.
Oh,
twice we Thursday night we flew from Appleton to Chicago. Got there and the pilot's like, oh, good news, 30-minute flight. So you just get up, wheels up, and you're already wheels down. Get there, pilot's like, oh, good news, 30 minutes ahead of time. And then he says, "Bad news, gate's not quite ready, so it'll be in about another 30 minutes." Well, that 30 minutes turned into an hour and 25 minutes on the plane before we got to the gate. And then that turned into looking at your phone and seeing about uh, 8 minutes until boarding starts for your next flight. And your app says you got about a 21-minute walk to your next gate. So, moral of the story is I got to run in. And then, yeah, coming back yesterday, Chicago, the old government shutdowns got that place in a tizzy. Um, yeah, it's not good. First flight was delayed, and then to take off to go back to Appleton was we sat on the plane in the runway for 45 hour just to get out of that place. So at least you're not dealing with that. Um, yeah, getting blasted with the old government shutdowns got Chicago in a tizzy. So
Well, your first mistake was going to O'Hare. I mean, that was your first mistake,
I think it was
Yep.
that or Detroit.
I suppose.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, almost two sleepovers in O'Hare on two different flights, but at least you're going direct. So that'll be a nice little cruise for you. But
Yeah, I this is one of those trips that if I'm gonna do this trip, I'm gonna do it the way that I want to and spend a little bit more money to do it the way that I want to. And it was gonna be a direct flight.
yeah,
Yep.
dude,
So
that takes one stressor headache. Well, I shouldn't say that. It decreases the chances.
we still gotta take off.
Yeah. We were on a flight last spring too, coming back from Atlanta, and we got 20 minutes from Chicago, and it diverted for a mechanical issue. And you'd think 20 minutes from Chicago, you just, hey, let's just get her to Chicago and put her down there. Nope. Diverted to Cincinnati. So even though you're up in the air, that don't mean
Correct.
there's no promises on a Boeing. Anyways,
Jesus.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
May I ask what flight service you were on?
United.
Okay. See, I'm not flying that. So there's
He's
Yeah,
flying
well,
Southwest probably.
definitely not.
Delta.
Correct.
Cal,
Oh.
you know he's going that premium shit.
You're goddamn
High
right I
dollar,
am.
probably Comfort Plus,
First class, a
Yeah.
meal,
Definitely not
Yeah.
first class. I'm
private
not
bathroom.
I don't have the
Yeah.
pockets for first class.
Sleep. He's got his own little bed.
I
Well,
barely see my bed.
on a positive note, the flight that diverted, that was a Delta flight. So
Great.
Okay, enough of this airplane stuff. I hate
Yeah.
flying.
Let's talk about some faster vehicles that are on the ground. Let's talk about some race cars, huh? Shall we?
dude, I had
Yeah.
enough time to get my whole bag of Gardettos gone before we took off last night.
Well, yeah, there's probably 4 in the bag.
True. Yeah.
You probably
All right,
bought the big bag though. You didn't buy the snack size bag.
nothing about me small. Yeah, let's talk some racing.
All right, yeah, let's talk about some racing here. So, I think we're gonna mainly focus on the Cup Series race this weekend. I do want to say though, being able to watch or at least listen to most of the truck race and then watch all the Xfinity race, and I think this would coincide with the Cup race as well. For the most part, I think the Cup was the only factor outside of this, but for the most part, fairly clean weekend. Um, I think we came into this weekend knowing that or thinking it was going to be a shit show, for lack of a better term, because of playoff scenarios and what has
Yeah.
happened there in the past. Um, fairly clean weekend. I think NASCAR kind of said in their drivers' meetings or made it a point in their drivers' meetings that we're not going to have this happen this year,
Yep.
and everybody took it to heart. So,
Yep.
um,
For
but
sure.
no, jumping into the Cup race that was Martinsville, obviously there was a lot of stories coming into it, and obviously it started out with qualifying with Byron getting the pole, with him being in a must-win situation. I mean, talk about setting yourself up to have a good day. You can't get any better than starting shotgun or front on the field and
Yeah.
being able to take control of the race right away.
And on the counter part of that, Blaney rolling off in 31st.
Yeah.
You just wondered if he was going to get caught up in someone else's crap on the way through the field. You knew he was going to be fast. He always finds his way to the front at Martinsville. He's just really good there. So you knew he was going to be fast. It was just going to be a matter of could he stay out of trouble from everyone else.
And
Uh,
Blaney's got really good long speed wherever he goes. It was just a matter of if you're going to get a long enough run to be able to do what he needed to do. I was just worried about him getting lapped.
yeah, he was going to have to make moves and make them aggressively early so that he didn't get lapped. But if he kept himself on the lead lap, you start to get a few cautions, you gain a few positions, you get to choose. He was going to have a chance to work his way through the field on that front too.
Yep.
So, kind of looking at it here, per Matt Weaver, this is 3 hours ago. Joe Gibbs says they had a bad batch of valve springs for the 11 and the 19 at Martinsville. They expressed the confidence going into Phoenix.
And you know that camp was going to figure it out and then make sure that whatever batch it was in this case is not getting used for Phoenix.
Yeah, or they were trying something a little different than they usually did.
Which, I mean, if you're going to do it on a group of cars, and you know what? Can't dyno an engine if she's blown up.
Correct. When those valve springs are all in pieces, you really can't test the compression on them. Yeah, that was the report today. So
But to that factor too, speaking of Briscoe and Hamlin, obviously, it's one of those scenarios too that momentum's big in this sport, and you don't want to be going into your championship weekend not finishing the previous weekend and having, I mean, right? You figured out what it was and it's going to get addressed, but there's that looming question still of how confident are you in it? Like,
and the Denny Hamlin camp's on a little bit of a bad stretch coming into the most critical weekend of the year.
I mean, talking about you want to have all your ducks in a row and you can't have anything else on your mind except that race, and here we are.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So,
And I
yeah.
think too, I mean, he made up for it, but I mean, this has been a recurring theme. I feel like we've talked about it, but just the ability to, like, yeah, you want to be able to have a fast car and start up front, but this just continues to show the importance of the entirety of a weekend. Like for Blaney, like you've got to be able to, when you unload that thing, you've got to be able to be in the ballpark. When you qualify, you got to nail it, and you got to start up front in these kind of situations. And yeah, just goes to show. I mean, we rip on it a fair share of like, hey, this guy won practice, but when it comes down to this, you got to win everything across the board, and it starts during practice.
And I was thinking about that on my drive home from my grandfather's or my grandparents' place that, with him, given that first round of pit stops, he got up to 12th, 11th before that first round of pit stops, I want to
Yeah,
say.
somewhere in the low teens, yeah.
Which I mean is damn good, right? You're in a lot better position. But who's to say that maybe he was a round of adjustments behind everybody else?
Yep.
He could have made a different set of adjustments if he had been in the top five on that first pit stop, which then waterfalled its way through the rest of that pit cycle throughout the rest of the
Yep.
race.
That was kind of my thought too, is he was always having to adjust being in heavy traffic where he never really got a chance to really like truly get singled out and see what the car had. And I think that's where that late restart, I think ultimately being one adjustment behind the 24 just kind of unfortunately bit him.
Yep.
Like he needed one more cycle or one more stop to be able to have a run out there leading the race a little bit longer, or to have a short restart in there to be able to know what he needs. And unfortunately, it was just one small tick behind. So, I mean, but you want to talk about having a hell of a day. Let's not, the dude finished second. Let's not discredit the fact that he went
led
31-2.
Yeah, led 177 laps. I mean, he passed everybody. He didn't really get the benefit of any cautions, in different pit cycles. Like he passed 30 cars
Yep.
to get to where he was at.
Yeah, for sure. Speak of benefits of caution, there were a few cautions, and unfortunately, the 77 was involved in, I felt like, nearly every single one of them.
And the 99 in some way, shape, or form.
And there was some very angry language between those two drivers in particular, who are going to be teammates next year.
And towards already teammates. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go out and say it here. That Spire camp did not have itself a very good HR day.
No.
Let's just go out and say
Yeah.
it.
They did for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's going to be, when Phoenix is over next Sunday night and Monday morning, there's going to be a Zoom call, and it's going to say, okay, boys, if you have anything to say, now is your chance, but you have 1 hour on this Zoom call, and it's done and over, and we're moving forward, and now you're friends.
Yep.
Because we can't have this shit going into next year. Oh my! I mean, but I'm gonna be the guy that says it. The 77 earned a couple of them. He's
Yeah,
been the guy that's been in the middle of it, and he's been not afraid to sail it off in there once in a while. So
so
that was the place to go ahead and got in there a little deep.
Yep.
so to that point too, I was gonna say, like, if you're gonna be consistent, like at least he's consistent across the board. Like and obviously Suarez is, a Chevy guy, but I don't feel like, again, his consistency, it doesn't matter who you drive for. Like, I feel like that we will give it to him. Like, he shows up the same every single week. Um, and he's going to do things that a lot of people wouldn't do. And then the part that makes it worse is, and he typically follows it up with saying something he shouldn't say as well.
This is also
But
true.
but like I know you say, oh yeah, we're going to give him an hour to air it out and move on. But honestly, this guy's a weapon, and I don't think it really matters who he's racing against, teammate, same manufacturer. It don't matter. If you're on a different team and a different manufacturer, then you automatically know you're on the list. But this guy is, and again, like I said, give him credit because he's consistent. Like, he shows up every single week and he races how he races, and again, does a lot of things that most people wouldn't do. But yeah, hopefully him and Suarez can figure it out and set the beef aside. But honestly, I don't think it really matters who his teammate is or not. I think he's still gonna race the one out of them every single week. And in a way, that 77 car is the Spire. He is kind of the poster boy there.
He's their guy.
Yeah, he is their guy, and take that for what it's worth.
No, it's also McDowell, wrapping him around the neck, say, hey, guy, listen here.
Correct.
As the veteran of the team.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is more of that goes on behind the scenes, but I don't know, just the message ain't going through the old noggin, is it?
Yeah.
But
And that's the frustrating part, is I don't know if it's because he's young or what it is, but it's just like every other week we're dealing with this. Like, Carson Hocevar. Here he is in the news for something, and
Yep.
what's it going to take to hit home? Like, when is he going to come to the realization, like, hey, I don't know, maybe a year's worth of everybody racing him how he races them? Who knows? I don't know.
We'll see.
Um,
Kind of a surprise late in the race. Christopher Bell kind of struggled.
yep. I wouldn't even say late in the race. I just don't think he was a factor the entire race. And especially when, I mean, you saw, I mean, give it, a lot of it's got to be based on how you unload off the truck. There's not a lot you're going to be able to correct, during a race if you're lacking on speed. And I don't think they had it all weekend. And when Byron comes out and gets the pole, I would think that camp is like, all right, if he's going to be the guy that's going to be with the potential of winning this race, we need to make sure that we are the fourth guy in that position on points. And I don't think they, I mean, obviously they didn't go out and accomplish what they need to, but I don't know if they had the plan needed in order to do that.
Takes a little wind out of the sail right off the get
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yep. I think the hard part was him coming in below Larson in points. That leaves you with two options: win the race, or do you seriously have to outpoint Larson? And he ran quite literally behind Larson or followed his bumper for a large majority of the race.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that ain't gonna cut it when you're 6 points back, 5 points back, 7 points back, as that cut line fluctuated throughout the race. You can't outpoint somebody running around behind them, unfortunately.
Yep.
And we were talking early in the year that he was somebody that was going to be a heavy championship favorite. Dude won 3 consecutive races at one point.
Yep.
I don't know
Correct
if
me if
he
I'm
was
wrong.
my.
Did he win the Spring Phoenix race?
Yes, he did, because that was the right in his middle of his three in a row.
It was Vegas, Phoenix, and what was the other one that he won?
Coda.
Yeah. And you're looking at that going, well, if he can get himself there, he's going to be lights out to beat come November. Well, again, take it for what you think it's worth. Again, this is kind of the argument of the playoff format and all of that garbage stuff that we're going to talk about, but at some point. But yeah, he was somebody that when he dominated that race in the spring, you're going, he gets there, he's going to be tough. He'll be there, just not racing for championship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Two things that I wanted to bring up. One, I don't know what your guys' thoughts were on some of those cautions. I felt like we held on to them a little longer than we should have.
They were
And the one
very
I think,
inconsistent.
well, I think the one that really jumped out to me was that Eric Jones won during the green flag cycle,
Yeah.
where he was sitting driver's side in the racing lane in the middle of the corner.
Yep.
And we ran almost a full lap before the yellow came out.
Yep. It was that one. And then the other one that I thought I would even go opposite the other way, was the Suarez one early. It was, as Burton said, it was the wreck that wrecked and then unwrecked.
Yep.
Like, that was way too trigger happy on that one. I get it, he's sideways, but like,
you're still kind of wrecking in the process, or at least trying to save it.
yeah, they didn't even give him a chance. And then like he gets hit in the left front and he just drives away. It's like, well, so it was, they waited on one and then they were trigger happy on the other, and it was like, it wasn't very consistent, I didn't feel. But yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, ultimately it came down to what? 11 lap shootout? What was that? Well, last stint was what, 11 or 12 laps, I believe.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you knew it was going to be pretty much gloves off because everyone came for tires.
Yep.
So
And
he
again,
had,
that's where I thought Blaney was maybe adjustment behind.
yeah,
And given he had a fantastic restart the one before that, but you knew Byron was going to have the jump on the restart, and Blaney has not been a good restarter all year.
yeah,
And that was probably one of his better restarts all year,
yep,
but it wasn't the restart that he needed.
correct. He needed to have the best one of the year to give himself a chance.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Another point that I want to make out here, a guy that's had another good run here at this racetrack, Ryan Preece.
yeah,
Just,
he kind of bullied his way through there a little bit.
just kind of another good workman's day.
I was enjoying that, to be honest. Yeah,
That short
yeah,
tracker coming into play.
P6. Yeah, mixing it up with the playoff boys.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, when you look at the top 10, Byron, Blaney, Elliott, Chastain, Larson, Priest, Bell, Logano, Gilliland, pretty good day for him,
Yep.
and Josh Berry.
Spin into another good finish out of him.
Yep.
So yeah, good one there. Um, Obviously, I think we got to talk about storylines coming out of that one, and obviously looking ahead to Phoenix here as well. Um, so obviously our championship four, um, Hamlin, Briscoe, Byron, Larson going into it. Which, if we're gonna go back to our predictions here, um, Kellen, you went 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. Your
Yep.
champion's still alive.
Yep. Somehow.
But he was your only one that you made it into. Me and Cam went 2 for 4, both with Larson and Byron, but Cam's championship pick went out with Bell. So I have, I guess if you're doing the numbers, I have the best chance of getting the correct answers
Yep.
out of this whole scenario because I still took Byron as my champion, but our predictions didn't fare too well. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty much in trouble with my final four when you look at Logano, Bell, and Blaney. Because the reality of the situation, it was going to be one of the three or none of the three.
yep.
So I was kind of between a rock and a hard place there. So that really wasn't going to do me any favors. So we'll see. I did predict last year's champ correctly. So
Yeah.
take it for what it's worth.
So obviously the other thing coming into this is that obviously we've got the storylines going into it. So I like obviously Lark or Byron's most recent winner coming off of this. I want to make a note here, and I'm going to confirm this as well. But I believe he's only gotten 2 wins on the year. Sorry, has have 3 years on the 3 wins on the year. Where the hell else did he win at? So he won the 500. Oh, I won at Iowa.
Yep.
And then Martinsville. Got it. Um, I mean, I think and then obviously Hamlin, pretty strong playoff run. Briscoe, kind of your surprise playoff guy, and Larson just kind of worked his way into it. Um, I mean, obviously the first question is who's your favorite?
Well, so I'm looking at take this for what it's worth. I'm looking at the spring race results. Denny was second. Larson was third. Byron was sixth. And Briscoe was 35th. He did not finish. So,
Which I'd be curious as to why he didn't finish, which I'm gonna look at that.
but yeah, he did not finish that race. So he only made 98 laps
Yep.
of the 312. So when you're looking at it, if you're concerned about mechanical gremlins, it's not Denny or Briscoe. If you look at the spring race, it's really going to be a 3-horse race, but in the sense of that spring race was only the third race with Joe Gibbs and Briscoe together. So very small sample size. They
Yep.
could argue 2 weeks ago they are the hottest team in the sport.
Yep. And again, Briscoe has won at Phoenix in the past.
With SHR at the time, who was probably feels like a tier 6 Ford team at that point.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I feel like we're gonna find out here Friday afternoon because we're gonna have that extended practice.
I got I got a gut feeling. For some reason, my gut is just telling me right now it's going to be somebody other than Larson.
So it's gonna be a okay, other than Larson.
I'm going to say one of the other three are going to get it done.
So basically, we're gonna have a new champ.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's kind of like when I look at it, my gut is just telling me that somebody other than the 5 is going to get it done.
Well, so I'm gonna narrow that down then a little bit then, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be one of the Joe Gibbs cars. I just don't think the Chevys have got it.
I could get behind that.
That's kind of where I stand.
It only takes one.
Correct.
Just I don't got a good feeling about it though, boys.
I think it's when you look at practice on Friday, you can't look at top speeds. You got to look at long run speeds. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah, you got to start looking at run lap averages.
Yes.
10, 20 run lap averages.
That's where you're going
So
to find out who's good.
I got a sneaky suspicion he's not my pick. I'm just going to tell you, I got a sneaky suspicion that 19 might be the champ. Somebody get him a hat when he gets out of the car.
I so I don't know. I'm honestly leaning towards a Chevy right now. Um, I don't know. I just think these guys keep knocking on the door, and you keep knocking long enough, you'll eventually break through. Um, Byron's
So you're
been here before. Larson's been here before. If we're talking HMS versus JGR, I'm going HMS. Um,
really?
yeah,
I can respect it. I mean, I
if
know
you're asking me which one, I don't know. I, if you're going off the recency bias, I mean, you would obviously say Byron. He's been coming off a race win, his stock up and to the right for that team, and hot, but also like I don't know. You just it doesn't matter what it is. If Kyle Larson's going to be in a race, like he's going to be a factor. Um,
I'm gonna I'm,
I just see one of those two getting it done.
I'm gonna pose this question to both of you guys. You can you can answer it hard. I mean, I would say answer the question, but you don't have to go into detail on it. Are you in a situation where you're in a you're who you think is going to win is going to be you're different than who you want to win?
Uh, I
Or
don't
are
know.
you do you even have a who you want to win type of scenario? Or are you just on a how it plays out is how it'll play out?
Want to win? Want to win the Hendrick camp? Will they win it? I don't have a good feeling about it.
So you're definitely on you have different wants versus the things.
Correct.
No, I think I stand firm on the same side of the aisle. Who I want to win and who I think is going to win is pretty
All the
well
same.
aligned. And I don't think my heart is, who I'm rooting for, is swaying the logistic, the logical thinking behind it.
Sure.
Obviously, Kellen alluded to it. I mean, if Briscoe can win a race in the 14 camp and the equipment he was in with Stuart Haas at Phoenix a few years ago, obviously he knows his way around this place. And quite honestly, is sneakily having a fantastic year. Not sneakingly, loudly. And then I don't know, Denny. I don't think
As
Denny's going to be
your
sleep. Denny, I don't think Denny's going to be sleeping real well this week because is this the year?
the one that's gotten away from him.
Correct.
I'm going to say no. I said not the 5, but in the same sense, I got a feeling that Chevy is going to give Hendrick every single thing they need to get this done. Obviously, Toyota's going to do the same thing with that, but
No, I hear you.
I'm torn. Want Hendrick. For some reason, my gut's telling me the 19's the guy to do it.
If he does it, would you guys consider that an upset?
I was wondering if you're going to pose that question.
I don't know how to answer that question if I'm being honest.
Well, so all right. I can make the argument for why it wouldn't. And bite my head off if you feel like this is the wrong argument to make, but here's the argument I'm going to make. Going back to the old Winston Cup point standings, right?
Yep.
That version of it, because that's what everybody wants, is the 36 race format. As it sits right now, after Martinsville, Chase Briscoe would be second in points.
So Pat would not consider it an upset. Well, I mean, yes and no, because he comes in second in points.
Correct. Christopher Bell would be first.
But because he is there,
yep,
it's not the 13th place guy winning the championship.
Correct. So on the other side of that, if you're looking at this list that I have here, is I'm going to assume the current points format with the stages and fastest time and everything like that, but in a non-playoff 36 race format. William Byron would be the current points leader, with Larson second, Briscoe sixth, Hamlin seventh.
So either way, Briscoe still wouldn't be the bottom playoff driver.
In a sense, yes, but that changes it a little bit differently as well.
Huh.
So I mean, if you're trying to compare apples to apples in this scenario, I would consider Briscoe an upset because of the second points format that I was telling you. Whereas if Byron were to win it, I think that would be your true champ.
Yep.
But take it for what you feel like it's worth.
Yeah.
We always, I'll pose this question, and again, you interpret it however you feel like. It always seems like we have one of the guys, one of the four, that just always struggles
Yep.
in this race. It's not always the same, right? But it's always like I remember a couple years ago, Christopher Bell, blue brake rotor, never had a chance, right? There's always one that struggles. Do you have an inkling on who that could be, or are you more on the just it's so up in the air?
I could see it being the 24. I got another question for you once we get this situated. And
I don't know why, but why does something tell me it could be the 11 team?
I was gonna say the 5.
holy Christ, boys.
So we're all not the 19.
Correct. So two things. I think with the 11 and the 24, I think we're on the same idea that they're going to overanalyze everything and they might be over adjusting on stuff just because every creak and moan and groan might be something, you know.
Would I be out of bounds to say that Hamlin would overanalyze it for the 11 and that Rudy Frugal would overanalyze it for the 24?
No, that is a fair statement. That is a fair statement. And Briscoe, I get it, it's a championship race, so it might be a little different, but we know how Briscoe is in his interviews. Well, yeah, the car was pretty good. I'm not really sure what we needed to be better. He's just so go with it sometimes that uh, he might
could
not notice something and it just, oh, all right, sounds good.
I could see Briscoe and James Small being those guys that are like, nobody expects us to win. We're just gonna go and do our thing and we're gonna be there.
Yep. I know this has kind of been a little bit of a debate too in recent years, and you can do with this what you like. Does your champion win the race?
Well, I can tell you what I think and what I want.
What you think is no, and what you want is yes.
Wait, are you saying that I want the champ to win the race?
Yes.
No, it's the opposite, actually.
You don't want the champ to
I
win the
don't
race.
want the champ to win the race.
Okay. Explain yourself.
I want Blaney to win the goddamn race.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I should have known that was coming.
So I want Blaney to win the race and I want the champ to finish second.
Yeah, I
What I think is going to happen, I think your champ is going to win.
I mean, I think it's, well, if I am okay with Blaney winning a race, this is the one because there's minimal to no TV time or celebration for the race winner if you're not the championship.
Wow.
Winner. So, yeah,
that
Blaney can go back in 3 and 4 and do his celebration.
That's fire.
Well, we got the camera and everybody else on the finish line. And for that fact, I want the champion to win the race, whoever it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I just felt like last year, I want the champion to win the race. I felt like last year, like everybody acknowledged it. Was it Ross Chastain when he won the race?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Who won the race last year?
Logano.
Yeah. He wanted to win the championship.
Blaney won the championship when Ross won the race.
Got it. Yeah.
That was
that was the year that
Blaney smacked the shit out of Ross, so getting in the turn to try and get him out of the way.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know. Ever since then, like that was just dude, it's just a weird vibe. Like you're so used to the race winner like burning it down, and it's like, all right, yeah, woo. It would be like, I don't know. It'd be like the Packers coming out to celebrate the Super Bowl, even though they weren't in the Super Bowl. Like, hey, you won the division. Come on the field after the game to celebrate with the Eagles who won the Super Bowl. It's like, huh?
I mean, I don't get it, but I know what you're trying to say.
I mean, it makes sense in a kind of a sick way. It kind of makes sense.
I get what you're trying to say.
Are we not wrong here? Like, hey,
no, you're correct.
It's just like, yeah, celebrate, but you're not the real reason we're celebrating.
I hear you.
Just little, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why I feel like that skill talent. I don't know. Um I feel like I can see the 11 team just missing it and being the overanalyzers just because Danny has like his clock's ticking and he's worked so hard to get this point. Like, yes, he's incredibly talented, but I can just see him just drawing up every which way to set this thing up so that he's got a rocket ship and it turns into a snowplow just because of the fact that he's worked so I mean it's so hard to get to this point. And it's a little bit for him of like it's a little bit for like him, like, hey, if this ain't the year, like if not now, when? How many more years is he gonna be driving? Probably
Yep.
well, I should say probably, I don't know, another couple for sure to afford this lawsuit. But yeah, I don't know. So I could see him being somebody that's like, oh, I'm gonna study this thing every which way. And all of a sudden, uh,
That was
yeah,
right out of the ballpark.
correct.
Okay. Is this a point where we want to go ahead and make some race picks?
Oh, you want to do the race picks or the championship pick?
Well,
Mine's the
let's
same.
fill it up.
Well, okay, so yours is the same. I'm going to tell you right now, mine's going to be different.
Oh, because Blaney's gonna win the race.
You're goddamn right.
All right, so
Okay.
go first.
Well,
Just because
no,
you're
because
so
we
bad at
still got to
race.
keep we still have to keep the order for race picks
Well,
for
we're
standings
at this
wise.
point of the year. We're at this point of the year where you're so far behind. I'm good letting you go first.
Shut the fuck up. Cam, make your pick.
Race pick or championship pick?
I mean, if they're both going to be the same,
Dude, give me hung money.
For both?
Both.
all right.
Okay, give me Byron for both. He's my championship pick. I got to ride the Dente now.
All right. Well, I'm going to take obviously Blaney for my race pick.
Who's your champ?
Give me Hamlin.
Oh, baby.
I mean, I want Byron because I want my preseason championship pick to go through, right?
So I
But
got just one thing really quick.
Two
who I think
two
is actually
picks.
going to get, I think Hamlin's going to get it.
2 picks that are destined to blow up in the first 25 laps. Love it.
312 laps. So how many 2 picks? Who's the other one?
What do you,
Blaney did make it 300, or not Blaney. Hamlin did make it 334 laps before he blew up. So you would make
different mileage.
True. It'd be close.
If you're going off of that, I knew what you were, as soon as you said that, I knew what you were going off of because I thought the same thing yesterday. I'm like, I bet you they're trying to figure out mileage.
Correct. You're going with Hamlin. Wow.
I'm going with Hamlin. I'm kind of contradicting myself to the discussion that we had here earlier, but I want Hamlin. I think it's going to be Briscoe.
Okay.
That's where I'm sitting at.
Okay. All right.
Feel really good about my pick.
Me too. I picked him before the playoffs started, and he's there. So
I feel good about both mine.
2 years in a row I've done this. So go time, baby. All right.
All right. Any other final thoughts here with Martinsville, with Phoenix, championships, anything like that before we dive into some news?
It's going to be interesting. That's my only comment.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe we're to the final race of the year, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
soak it up while it lasts. It's going to be entertaining to see the least.
Must watch TV.
Correct.
I think every race, honestly. All
Yep,
three this weekend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that truck race for sure. Just those restarts, fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Last weekend for the Cup Series, and it all comes down to this, as they would say.
If there's a time and place, I want Joe Shear to pull a trick out of his sleeve.
Yep. Let Majeski go back to back.
Yep,
Yeah.
this is the time and place.
Yep.
All right, shall we move into some news here?
Yep.
Um, I was planning on taking yellow.
Okay. I'll go
I'll
orange again.
take.
That's what I did last week.
All right.
Basically, I got the junior motorsports section. Raja Karuth, part-time schedule, junior motorsports in the 88. Basically, junior motorsports in the course of a couple hours announced their driver lineup. To follow that up, Spire Motorsport or Junior Motorsports announces that Ross Chastain and SVG will drive select races for them in the 9 car. So, yeah, they kind of handled that. And then Inspire Motorsports news, mi amigo Daniel Suarez will drive the number 7 Cup Series car for Spire next year for them. And in next week's news or this weekend's news, in terms of Phoenix, Stephen Parsons will pilot the number 7 Spire truck in the season finale at Phoenix. There you have it.
I'll hop in here and take the next couple. Landon Lewis, Cars Tour champ, joins Nice Motorsports for a part-time schedule in the Truck Series. So old Lando moving on up. Zane Smith announced he will drive the number 38 front row Cup Series car in an announcement that says in 2026 and beyond. So a little multi-year extension from the sounds of it. Also confirmed in the old extra plies that sounds like the old 3-man band is here to stay. The big 3 are here to stay, as they said. Gillen, Smith, and Gregson. So talked about it before. They got a young, good core group of guys. Hopefully they can just start finding the speed and finishes to go along with it. 23 and 11 front row. This is our weekly lawsuit segment. 23 and 11 or 23-11 in front row versus NASCAR did come to a settlement agreement. Jeff Kessler makes the statement on behalf of 23-11 in front row. But they'll be going to trial with NASCAR, which will take place in early December. Of note, Denny Hamlin had a very interesting comment there about the type of mission it feels like both sides are on. So neither side's going to give an inch.
Suicide mission, quite literally, and I quote.
Correct. So sounds like neither side's going to move, and they will pursue this to the furthest. So switching over to a little bit of dirt side here as their season wrapped up. Now without some news here, but the old Ashton Winger was penalized for bad tire test here from the Mars Championship at Fairbury. Winger comes out and says there's no reason to why they should have failed, which is what they all say. So I know he was sanctioned to, was it a suspension of like first six races in 2026, the $12,000 fee or $12,000 race winnings, about
Tire test
275
fees and
tire $275 in tire test fees, a whole 9 yards. So innocent until proven guilty. Hopefully he gets a shot to if he really did not do anything with the tires, hopefully he gets a shot to right his ship and figure out why it failed. But if not, hopefully he had those funds in his bank account when they yanked him right back. So yeah, That's my section of news for the week.
Sticking with some truck racing here real quick. Tricon announced that they have extended their partnership with Toyota to be the flagship truck series program going forward. Obviously, their drivers program or their drivers are still to be determined, but Toyota at least will not be going away anytime soon with Tricon. So, um, in sprint car racing news, I think obviously we were waiting to see what the determination one was on this. Dason Pursley has been announced as the replacement for Brad Sweet at Case Kane Racing. Of note, he's going to be racing the number 9 for 2026, running the high limit series. I think the way we interpret this is that Pursley will obviously run the 9. Sweet will keep his 49 whenever he runs his part-time deal. And if Kane wants to run anything, he'll run the 49 as well. But I think this also kind of solidifies Kane's slow or quiet announcement that he's just not going to race a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
And kind of stick behind the scenes with everything. So
Sorry.
if I didn't mention it, they will run high limit next year.
Yep.
So I would anticipate that 49 franchise to be transferred over to the 9. So in some as Cam would say, G1 news, we're actually going to do some G2 news. Colton Herta, obviously, he's trying to make his way into Formula One. He'll compete in Formula 2 next year for a high-tech Grand Prix team. Obviously, he's trying to earn license points in order to get into Formula One and will not be running IndyCar next year. And then finally, Carson Brown, current super late model driver for Donnie Wilson, will be running the ARCA race with Pinnacle Racing Group, that number 28 at Phoenix next weekend.
Campy.
Yes, Campy. Yes, my
Yeah,
bad.
that they just announced that like 15 minutes ago that he's running for Pinnacle.
Yep. Which Pinnacle, that 28 kind of is used as an open spot.
Yeah. So not a surprise that they're looking for a new, not looking for a new one. The seat is kind of open for your drivers.
Opportunities.
Yeah, for sure. So not out of the ordinary for that organization.
Yep. So, all right, let's jump over to the Wheelman of the week here. Kind of a short section here today after a couple of really big ones. I don't know if we want to split this up or if I'll just read all three and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Jake Garcia wins the World Crown 300 with a 15th to the win drive, 15th to first. William Byron wins at Martinsville, as mentioned before, in a must-win situation, gets himself in the playoffs. And then Mikey Marlar wins 10 grand in his first weekend out with Delk.
Yep.
In his second stint with them. So obviously starting off pretty hot.
Yeah, they just
going back home, as they would say.
Put that team back together in the course of 2 weeks. Go out and they swept the weekend. So,
all right, what do you fellas voting here?
Someone else go first.
I mean, first vote.
Yeah,
William Byron.
Go ahead.
I was also going to go Byron.
Yep, that'll work. That'll serve.
Back against the wall. Back against the wall. In a race like that to lock himself into the championship and do what he did to the field.
Got it done when he needed to.
His first Wheelman of the week.
Good friend of the show too. So,
for the record, that's 28. Number 28.
That's 28 different wheelmen.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 two-time winners. We have. Damn. Okay. Well, schedule time, I suppose, huh?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even then, the schedule is going to be bleak, I guess you want to say. I mean, most of the action is happening at Phoenix this weekend with NASCAR's Top 3 Series and the ARCA Menard Series, crowning their champions this weekend. I do want to double check one thing here real quick because I know Charlotte is starting their short track championships this weekend as well. Yeah, it's not. Oh, there it is. Ooh, yeah, they're gonna have a ton of stuff. Dirt car modifieds, bombers, street stocks, Hornets, pro stocks, mini stocks, crate late models. So I mean, that starts their championship weeks leading up to the World Championships next weekend. So not a lot going on this weekend otherwise.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you
mean,
guys got something you want to add.
Friday night you got the trucks. Saturday morning you got ARCA and Xfinity, and then Sunday you got the Cup race.
No.
I don't have anything else to add to the schedule. That's what I got.
No, it's getting to be that time of year.
Yep, winding down. Let's see. I'm gonna do the math here. I'm gonna figure this out. How do I want to do this? Let's do it this way. Oh, that didn't work. Based on our schedule that we've got here,
16 and 25.
what's that?
16 and 25. What is that?
1625.
Yeah.
41.
41 is what we have left for schedule.
I had 42.
Okay. 41,
Almost.
42.
Either way. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Crunch time.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
Now we get ready for Dolman Derby.
About to say we're getting into off-season topics here soon too.
Big off-season topics. We have our first off-season test scheduled already.
Yep.
Stay
tuned.
Yeah, on a hell of a start to the off-season for sure.
Yep. So, all right. Any final thoughts here, fellas, before we sign off for the evening?
No. If you have a track that's still open, please go.
Yep.
I beg you.
And if you don't have a track,
as I'm sitting here and these are laying on the counter next to me, we've been there.
Yep. And if you don't have a track open, please watch.
Yeah, that too. Yes, please watch. Very simple requests.
We don't ask for much.
we don't actually ask for anything, to be honest.
True.
Probably should ask for more often. Oh man.
Cam, anything before we sign off?
No, we're championship season, like you said. Getting down to it. It's fun, sad that we're winding down, but I'm excited to get into some of these off-season topics. Force us to get out of our comfort zone a little bit out of rhythm, just talking about racing and talking about some different topics. So excited for the racing that's coming up. But the podcast doesn't slow down when it's racing does. Full steam ahead for us, and we're going to dive into a whole host of topics in the off season. So looking forward to it.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, keep an eye on the channel. We'll maybe throw out some teasers as far as stuff that we want to talk about during the off season. Obviously, we'll still have some big events that we'll talk about as well. But yeah, otherwise, until next time, championship weekend. We'll see you then.